My name is Gavin Wright, and I am the farmer and coordinator at Lutet Farm in North Vancouver.
My name's Emily Jubinville. We're at Lutet Farm with the Edible Garden Project, and we grow, it's a market garden, so we've got lots of different greens and root vegetables, tomatoes, cucumbers, kale, all of that sort of stuff. I love food, and I'm deeply passionate about it because it is so amazing at bringing people together.
Food and people. What I'm passionate about is both being involved in the growing of food, but also combining that with the opportunity to teach, just experientially teach people out in the field, be interacting with people, getting people excited about food, about where their food comes from, about gardening at home. How food connects the community and connects to the whole ecosystem around us. And I think that's a big part of it, is exploring how this can mimic a natural ecosystem and how this fits into our whole global ecosystem and how we fit into it. And I feel in growing food, that's really my connection. And that's the best way that I sort of connect to the world, to the universe, to the whole, all of this that's going on.
Oh, I tried to grow chickpeas and lentils this year. And the whole time I was like, I'm gonna have my own supply of chickpeas for all the hummus I could ever eat all winter. And I was like, at the end of it, when I had like my 20 chickpeas, I was like, really, Emily, did you actually believe that you were gonna be able to grow enough chickpeas or lentils for more than like a quarter of a cup of anything?
I farmed for 2 years in Pemberton, Root Down Organic Farm. I helped to start that up. Essentially, Pemberton is known as a potato valley. It's Spud Central. Everybody grows potatoes, and so we were determined to grow sweet potatoes. And so we did 2 seasons growing sweet potatoes. Did it under actually clear plastic, so we took the greenhouse plastic, but on the soil. And we really babied them, and we brought them to Kit's Market when we did manage to harvest some, and were the first to ever sell sweet potatoes at a Vancouver farmers market, so that was kind of exciting. But I think the effort that we put into it, you know, in order to even pay ourselves anywhere close to minimum wage, we would have had to charge, you know, $40 a pound for these things. So it was a fun experiment, but it's not, there's a reason why they're grown down south.
Urban farming I love because it provides a way for people to see where their food is growing. So many people now live in cities, didn't grow up on farms or have any real connection to the land in that way. So it's an amazing opportunity for people to see where their food comes from. And I think it also plays a role in building a sense of place and connecting people back to the land and the environment, and understanding that, okay, food is awesome, and it is connected to our ecosystems in every way possible, whether it's soil, water, biodiversity, all of that kind of stuff. So it starts to close those loops and kind of ground people, I think, in the place that they're in.
What inspires me about urban farming is being in that place where it's not just growing great, healthy food, but it's also being an example of what can be done in terms of growing great healthy food, and being there as a medium for people to really get excited about that, learn about that.
When I first got really excited about urban agriculture and growing food, it was on a really personal basis. I just wanted to be able to grow my own food, so I started community gardening, and then I started volunteering to help start more community gardens because I thought everyone should have the opportunity to grow their own food. And I did that for a while, and it was awesome and really empowering, and sort of showed me the bigger picture as to why food is such a great way to interact with the community. And then I was like, oh, this food stuff, I seem to really enjoy it. Maybe I should figure out if it's something I want to do more of. So I went to Australia and did my permaculture design certificate with Jeff Lawton, and that was amazing, and showed me that there's also so much to learn on an ongoing basis, and that's another thing that I love about food. and then continued on in New Zealand and worked on lots of different organic farms and permaculture farms, and then came back to Vancouver, and all of that sort of experience was really positive and me being like, yeah, this is what I want to do, and I really love it. And then getting to work at the Edible Garden Project has been fantastic as well. I had just finished my degree in environmental science and I'm a bit of a science geek, and he did such an incredible job of explaining how all of these natural systems that essentially govern our world entirely, but also specifically growing food, were tied back to all of that like microbiology and like toxicology and chemistry that I had just spent years studying. And I loved that and found it really inspiring to be able to connect sort of that hard science to growing food and eventually bringing people together in community. So that I found the most inspiring on an ongoing basis, I think, from that experience. In general, it was just really exciting to get to see and see his farm and how they've set things up, and sort of see a working permaculture system in terms of not just the agriculture, but the housing and where they're getting their energy and all of that sort of stuff. And to hear his stories, which were amazing, and he taught in a very anecdotal way in a lot of cases, which was fantastic to hear. I find a lot of inspiration looking at my mom and the way that she lives her life, and she's so creative and so open and welcoming to everyone that it's like, oh yeah, you don't need to, you know, when you're walking down the street, you can smile and say hi, and it's a good thing. And she works so hard, which I think I've taken on as well, and that it feels good to work hard and to sort of do your part. Just plant something. All starts with a seed. And most people think they have a black thumb, they can't grow things, they don't know how it works, and or they've never planted anything before. Just take a bean seed and stick it in the ground and water it, and it will grow, and that will be exciting in itself. And if you can eat the beans, awesome. And meet your farmers. So even if you can't grow it for whatever reason, know who grows your food and make an effort to buy something different and local every week, every day, whenever you go shopping.
I would have to be a zucchini. It's so luscious, like it's such a great big plant, and it produces these beautiful shiny fruit, and I guess it really expresses itself in the garden, I guess, and so that's what I relate to, is wanting to express myself in the world.
I would be kale, because it's sturdy and pretty reliable, but also incredibly sweet, especially after the winter time, the first flowers of the springtime.